Hello. So yes, The Lion King went very well, thank you for all the luck. I was going to make this vlog all about The Lion King and Balliol Ball. In fact, I've already made a 3 3/4 minute video about the ball, but of course the internet waits for no video, and then Kony 2012 happened. And I sort of feel like I can't ignore that. Like most people, my introduction was through the Invisible Children video. Whatever you want to say about the campaign, you can't deny that the video was so well made. It galvanised people, it tugged at the heartstrings, it did what it set out to do. So yeah, I reblogged that pretty much straight away. And then all the criticism started coming around. There are a lot of questions about their finances. I've seen figures like they only spend 32% of their donations on actual efforts in Africa. And there's also been questions about how they intend to solve the problems of Northern Uganda, the Central African Republic and the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is where all this is happening. Is the best way of dealing with it really sending in American soldiers? Should we be looking at the governments of these countries rather than at the LRA? Where does the problem stem from? I don't have the answers to any of these questions. Obviously, I haven't studied Ugandan history. I barely keep up to date with English news at the moment. And then someone came along on Tumblr and asked me what I thought about the whole thing. So I sat back and thought about it and decided that I'm not going to take down the Invisible Children video from my blog, because I think raising awareness cannot be bad. It might not achieve loads of things all at once. I've seen so many people saying you can't just tweet Kony 2012 and expect things to happen, he's not Rumpelstiltskin. But it's not going to do any damage either. Invisible Children have in fact responded to some of the criticisms. I'm going to link to that down there. And I think there's something else we need to consider, which is that the internet is very good at taking notice for a few hours, a few days, and then forgetting entirely. I think it was a good move on the part of Invisible Children to set a date in April to get a coherent movement organised, because it should force sustained interest. But there are so many issues which aren't currently getting sustained interest. The internet can be quite single-minded, and I wish there were a coherent conclusion to that thought, but there isn't, it's just an observation. I don't know if there's anything we can do to force everyone to take notice of every catastrophe. For one thing, I don't think we can, because we'd go mad. All my criticisms have sort of come to a very vague, pathetic conclusions. All we should be looking at everything. All we should be thinking about how we help. But I've not come up with anything concrete, so I am going to stand by what I originally said. I don't think raising awareness can be bad, and I hope the LRA gets stopped. Oh god, that's so ugh. So what do you guys think about that? Tell me. And now let's move on to something cheerfuler. Cheerfuler, I'm a linguist. Alex, I wanted to mention your 2-minute silence project, in which you had to go and walk for 15 minutes in silence, spend 2 minutes in silence, then walk for another 15 minutes in silence. I think that's a very interesting thing to do, and I'm thinking that I might have to nick that idea to get story ideas. Is that bad? Is that unethical, do you think? Well, in linguistics we're always sort of mentioning the fact that if you want to take samples of how people speak, there's a thing called the observer's paradox. What you really want to observe is the speech that people produce when they don't think they're being observed, because we'll change the way we speak when there are people listening to how you speak. That's sort of unavoidable. But the problem with just sort of secreting a microphone in your bag or whatever is A, the sound quality will be terrible, and B, that's not really ethical. So is that the same issue with like writing down what people say? I don't know. What do you think? Also, on a fictional story sort of note, Katie recommended some zombie novels, which I don't think I'll be reading. Sorry, I'm not really into zombies, really. Though from what you just described that book to be like, I recommend Shade's Children by Garth Nix. Again, it's a sort of post-apocalyptic book in which only children under the age of 15 have survived, and once they reach their 15, is it 14? Ooh, 14, 15? I don't know. Haven't got the book with me. Anyway, once they reach a significant birthday, they are taken and cut up and made into sort of creatures which these evil overlords use to stage battles. It's got some interesting stuff in it about manipulation and stuff like that, so read that. Also, very topically, it's got stuff about child soldiers, so yes, relevant. Sean, I'm sorry I recorded this before your video came up. I'm going out this evening with my cousin who I haven't seen in God knows. I really don't know when's the last time I saw him, but anyway, I needed to film this now so I can edit it in between my phonetics class and going out, so I couldn't wait, I'm sorry. Oh, for viewers who were sort of thinking, Sean on a Thursday? Yeah, Sean on a Thursday. She had essays to do, don't worry about it. Do I have anything else to say? I don't really think so. I'm going home on Saturday, and Katie, in response to your brainwave idea, that's going to happen. Hopefully this week, in fact, I will get Sarah to play Comme si de notre été, and then we can put it into this video. That's going to be a long video, isn't it? Maybe I'll put it up as a separate video. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay, so the Balliol Ball vlog will be uploaded at some point today, probably quite late when I get back from my dinner. There are relevant links to Coney information in the doobly-doo, and see you soon. Ciao!